All right, I want to welcome you to my 1979 Houston Astros replay. We are in San Francisco. It is April the 15th, 1979, and the Astros come into this game with a record of 6-2. The Giants are 4-5. John Montefusco's on the mound for the Giants. Terry Poole will lead off for the Astros. So Montefusco on the mound, Poole at bat. Let's get these here where you can see them. There's Montefusco, there's Poole, and we are ready to get started in this game. Top of the first, Poole steps into the batter's box, and here we go. 6-2-5. That's going to be an 8 and a 4. That's 12 in the 6th column. Are you kidding me? Let's see. Let's make sure that 6-2 on Poole is an 8. 6-5 on Montefusco is a 4. And we have a home run down the line to begin the game. By the way, I'm keeping score over here on Diamond Digital Baseball. Home run for Poole, and it's 1-0 Astros to get started. It is a 5-1-1. Reynolds, that's a 2. Montefusco, that's a 1. That's a 3. That's a ground out to the second baseman. And we have one away. Cedeno steps up. Cedeno's hitting 115. I don't think you could get off to a worse start. My favorite player has gotten off to. Cedeno up to bat 3-3-5. That's a 32 and 4. That's a 36 in the 3 column. That is going to be a double to left field. Hey, it's a good thing I'm broadcasting today. That's exactly what we needed for CC to get going. He's on second base with that double to left field. We have one out. Montefusco struggling early. Montefusco that year, 3.94 ERA, 3-8 record. So far in our replay, 3.38 ERA, and he is 1-0. So off to a decent start. Jose Cruz steps in to the batter's box. Runner on second base, one out, 1-0 Houston. Here's the pitch. It is 4-2-3. That's a 6. That's to the third baseman. Third baseman's rating, that's Evans, is a 3. That's a 9. That's going to be an out with the runner on second. The runner on second will hold. And that's 2 outs. And that brings up Enos Cabell. Cabell steps in today hitting 344 on the season. There is the pitch. 1-1-5. 1-1-5. It is a 15, 18 in the 1 column. That is going to be an infield single plus a possible error. Runners will advance 1 base. Blue dice is a 5. It's down the line at the third baseman. Roll against the error rating of the fielder. If the roll is higher, everybody's going to advance an extra base. So this is a big play coming up in the game. Evans, oh my goodness, he's an 11, which means it is, unless you roll an 11, it's an error. So it is going to be E5. Let me make sure I read this right. No, that's a single, first of all. First base and E5. Let's see if that works. It does, and Cabell ends up on second base. 2-0 Astros. Bob Watson now at the plate. The windup, the pitch. It's a 2, 5, 6, 3, 4, 7 on the 2 column is a foul out to the second baseman, pop out, and that is going to end the inning. The score headed to the bottom of the first inning, the Astros 2, the Giants coming to bat. J.R. Richard and Billy North is leading off for the Giants. Richard's season so far, he's 2-0 with a 2.57 ERA. course, had a fantastic 1979 season. We'll see what happens in our replay. Bill North up to the plate. Here we go. 2, 6, 1, 55, 56 in the 2 column. Looping drive to the outfield. That's going to be to the left fielder if his defense rating is higher than the raised number. And that's going to be a 1, and the left fielder out there is Jose Cruz. I'm certain of it, but I'm going to check it anyway. His defense in left field's a 5. Got him. There's 1 away. Terry Whitfield. Nobody on. 1 away. Terry Whitfield. 1, 2, 6. 35, 36. In the 1 column is a ground out to the 3rd baseman. Grounds it over to Cabell. Cabell over to Watson, and we have 2 outs. And that brings up Billy Madlock. Madlock steps in today hitting 341. 5-1-5. That's a 4 and a 4. That's an 8 in the 5 column. That's a walk. Madlock on first with 2 outs. His jump rating is a 5. Richard's hold rating is a 3. Jump chart 3 against the 5. 5 is the standard for him to take off. It's a 1. He can take off if he wants. He is a D. Why not? Let's take him. He had 32 stolen bases that year. Rolled a 3 in the D column. That is going to be a POE asterisk. So if no error roll for pickoff, as for a pickoff possibility. Okay, so first of all, the error on Richard, 24 is the defense. That's not going to be an error. Roll to 14. So now the pickoff possibility. If blue die is higher than pitcher's hold rating, runner gets back safely. If not, he's picked off. His hold's a 3, rolled a 1. He is picked off. Madlock picked off at first base, and that is going to end the inning. Let me see how you do pickoffs here on the digital diamond baseball. That's it right there. So Madlock is picked off, and that's going to end the inning. We go to the top of the 2nd to score. Houston 2, the Giants nothing. Montefusco, Art Howe. Top of the 2nd. Howe steps in today hitting 379. The windup, the pitch, 3-6-1, 42, 44 in the 3 column. Is going to be a versus a right-handed pitcher. That's going to be a line out to the shortstop. And we have 1 away. One down. Alan Ashby steps in hitting 208 on the season. Wind up the pitch, 2-2-4. That's an 11. That's a 16. That's 27 in the 2 column. That is going to be a ground out to the 3rd baseman. 2 away. Up to bat, the pitcher, J.R. Richard. He is a 2-rated hitter. For the season, he does not have a hit. 1-5-2. That's a 5 and a 1. That's a 6 in the 1 column. That is a strikeout. Richard goes down fanning, and the Astros are done in the top of the 2nd. Bottom half of the 2nd, Jack Clark steps in. Clark hitting 263 for the season so far. Jack Clark, J.R. Richard. Score is 2-0 Astros. Astros 3 hits. The Giants looking for their first hit. Here we go. Clark steps in to face Richard. 2-5-5. That's a 16, 17 in the 2 column. That is a strikeout with the bases empty, 1 way. Hart goes down swinging. Darrell Evans steps in. Evans hitting 282. 5-2-3. There's a 2. That's a 1. 3 on Richard is a 3. That's a 4 in the 5 column. That is going to be a ground out to the shortstop. There's 2 down. And that brings up Mike Ivy. Mike Ivy. That year he hit 27 home runs with a 286 average. So far in the replay, he's hitting 333. 165, that's a 45, 46 in the one column. That's a strikeout. Richard strikes out Ivy, and the inning is over. Top of the third, the score, the Astros to the Giants, nothing. John Montefusco steps back out onto the mound after giving up 2 in the first inning. Terry Poole is back up to the plate. First time up, he homered. The very first at bat, opening home run for the season. That is his second home run. He only had 8 that year, so he's off to a hot start with home runs. Poole. 2, 2, 6, that's 11, 4, that's a 15 in the 2 column. That is a single into right field. Poole with the second hit on the game. His jump is a 5. Montefusco's hold is the 3. He's an E stealer. We're going to leave him alone right now. Craig Reynolds now steps up with Poole on first base. 3, 3, 2, that's a 14. 16 in the 3 column is a triple to right center. And there's nobody out, so the triple stands as Craig Reynolds laces a triple into the gap, and Poole scores, and it's 3-0 Houston with nobody out. Montefusco struggling a bit. Hoping to get some innings out of him. Cedeno now steps up. He has raised his average to a sparkling 148. Let's see if he can keep it going. By the way, Cedeno, these are as-played lineups with one exception. Cedeno was not in the lineup on this particular day, but he's struggling so badly, and I wanted to see if I could get him off the schneid, so we did it. I'll sit him one other day along the way. This is the beauty of being able to manage your own games. I'm not just trying to duplicate what they did. I'm trying to have my own season. So, Cedeno. But, as I said, 99.9% is going to be as-played lineup. Cedeno up against Montefusco. Here we go. 6, 4, 6. 6, 4 is a 21. Plus 4 is a 25 in the 6th column. That is going to be a single. Indeed, he has broken his slump. Going to drive in the run. He can try for a double if we want. Let's see how this works. Let's go for the double. Why not? So the way this works is 1 through 4 on the red dice is safe. 5 is safe if the white die is not higher than speed. Cedeno's speed is a 4. 6 safe if white die is higher than the outfielder's arm. So let's just roll first and we'll figure it out. Here we go. 3, and that's going to be a double. So Cedeno doubles, and plates Reynolds. Montefusco gets through 3 because of his bonus without being tired. So we're going to try to get him through the inning to save innings on the bullpen if we can. There's nobody out. We also need to get the Giants out of this trouble. It's 4-0. Let's give him another hitter or two. Jose Cruz up to the plate. 1, 4, 3. That's a 4, 7 in 1 column. That's going to be a pop out to second baseman. 1 down. First out for Montefusco in the inning. Enos Cabell up to the plate. 4, 3, 5. That's a 1 to the shortstop. That's going to be a ground out. And to the shortstop with infield back. They hold it to the shortstop. So, runner stays at second now, and there's 2 outs. And that brings up Bob Watson. Watson, off to a hot start. He's hitting 394 right now for the Astros. Wind up, the pitch. 1-4-2, 35, 70? Is that even possible? That can't be right, right? 1-4, 35. 1-2, exactly, 37. I misread that. So 37 is ground out to second baseman. I don't know what I'm thinking. Ground out to second baseman. and that is going to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the third. The score: the Astros 4, the Giants nothing. Mark Hill now facing J.R. Richard. Giants still looking for the first hit in the third inning. Mark Hill up to bat, 5-5-5. That's a 20 on Hill. That's a 4 on Richard in the 5 column. 24. That's going to be a walk. And we check the M column. To see what follows. 6. WPB 0. Let's see. If pitcher's wild pitch rating is 0, JR's is a 0. Score a wild pitch. If the catcher's pass ball rating is 0, score a passed ball. It's not a 0. It's going to be a wild pitch. Hold on. If both apply, you score a wild pitch. So it's a wild pitch. So Hill is on first with the walk, and that's followed by a wild pitch. He now is on second base. There's no one out. Roger Metzger is up. And the pitcher Montefusco is going to follow. He's a batting 3. I need to get his hitter's card in there. What do we want to do? I could bunt him over and then hope for a fly ball from the pitcher to get the Giants on the board. Metzger hit 251 though, so he's not terrible. We're going to hit him. So Metzger against Richard. Here's the pitch. 2-5-5. That's a 5-1. That's a 6 in the 2 column. That's a strikeout. For JR, that is his 3rd strikeout of the game. He's walked 2. Now that brings up the pitcher, Montefusco. They're going to pinch hit because he's already tired. It's a bad use of innings, but nonetheless, they need to get a run. So they're going to pinch hit for Montefusco. Let's see who would be a good choice versus the right-handed Richard. We're going to go with Willie McCovey. He's a home run threat. He could tie this or get within 2 with one swing of the bat. McCovey steps up to the plate to hit for Montefusco. McCovey steps in. That particular season, it's 1979, 353 at bats, 15 home runs. So he's got power for sure. Versus JR, runner on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch. 4-2-1. 4-2 is a 45. 4-1 is to the first baseman. Sorry, 4-2 is a 2. I don't know what, I'm looking at the 5 column on McCovey. It's a 2 to the first baseman, which means it's going to be an out. And that's going to move him to, it's going to advance him to third base. So ground out to Watson. Hill moves to third. McCovey moved him over, but does not come through with the base hit. And that is going to bring up Billy North. 2 outs. Hill on third. North at the plate. Wind up by Richard. Here's the pitch. 6-6-4. That's an 8 and a 4, which is a 2K. It's a 10 in the 6 column. That's a single to center field. Reading all the instructions here. Hold on just a second. And that's going to just put North on first base. Breaks up a no-hitter. I mean, it's not much of a no-hitter in the third inning, but anyway, gets North on first base, and it is 4-1 now as the Giants are on the board. North's jump rating is a 6. Richard's hold rating is a 3. It's going to be an automatic go. If North wants to go, he's a D. There's 2 outs with Whitfield up. Let's try to get him to second base in case Whitfield were to come through. That's a 4-roll SBE. Stolen base plus possible throwing error on the catcher. Roll against the catcher's error rating. So we're going to go off of Ashby's error rating, which is 35. And it's not an error. So stolen base for North. Puts him now at second base with 2 outs for Terry Whitfield. Whitfield steps up, 4-1 Astros at this point, 6-1, 6-1-6. It's going to be a 16 and a 4. It's a 20, and that's a deep fly out. With the K column, though, let me make sure I read this correctly with the K on Richard, how that works. For you old pros on this game, you automatically know how it works, but let me make sure for my own mind's sake. If a pitcher has a K beside his column 6 grade and the result is any out, score the play as a strikeout. That's a strikeout there. JR gets the strikeout, and that ends the Giants' half of the third. We go to the top of the fourth to score the Astros 4, the Giants 1. Montefusco steps up onto the mound. Sorry, gotta find another pitcher. Forgot. We pinch hit for Montefusco. So, who will the Giants bring in? Excuse me, for this long relief, and it will be long relief today. Looking at who the upcoming starters are, make sure we don't use them. Joe Coleman's terrible. John Curtis went long the other day. Dave Roberts, that's our guy right there. Roberts, former Astro, now playing with the Giants in 1979, but he will step up onto the mound. Let's find his card. Where is Dave Roberts at? I'm just starting the season. Sometimes I have to find these guys on other teams. Okay. Let me pause this for a second while I find Dave Roberts' card. Be right back. All right, we found Dave Roberts on the Pirates, which is where he will eventually be, along with Bill Madlock later in the season. So Roberts steps onto the mound now as we start the top of the fourth. The Astros this inning have Hal Ashby and the pitcher slated to hit this inning. Art Howe steps up to the plate, and we're ready to go top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch, 2-6-6. That's a 60 on Howe. That's a 5 on Roberts, 265. Drive toward the gap in the outfield. The blue dice is a 6. It's going to be the right fielder. If the outfielder's defense rating is higher than the Rays number, which on Howe is a 3, and it's going to be an out. The right fielder is Jack Clark. Let's see what his defense rating is out there. He's a 3. Now, if it's higher than the Rays number, he made a fine catch. It is not higher than the ball falls in for a double. With less than 2 outs, the batter stretches hit to a triple if the base is open and his speed is higher than the outfielder's arm. His arm is a 4, and Howe's speed is not higher than a 4. So it's going to be a double. Double for Art Howe. To start the fourth inning against Dave Roberts. Not how Roberts wanted to begin. Roberts had a good year that year, 2.90 ERA. Not a good whip, though. So walks, hits, innings pitched, 1.47, not very good. Alan Ashby steps up now, runner on second base, nobody out. Here's the pitch, 5-6-4. That's a 1. And interesting. I don't know what those two numbers mean to the left. I'm going to guess left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters on Roberts. You see these two numbers? So this is what I'm going to guess. And Ashby's hitting right-handed. He's a switch hitter. So 4. Let's see. On Ashby again, it's a 1. The 4 on Roberts is a 2. That's a 3 in the 5 column. With a runner on second base. That's a grounder to the second baseman, which is going to move. It's an out. And it's going to move Howe to third base. So runner on third. 4-1. Astros lead. Pitcher's up. They're going to bring the infield in. for J.R. Richard. Here's the pitch, 2-1-1. It's a 53 in the 2 column. Ground ball to the pitcher with infield in. Runners advance 1 base. So it would have been a single, but apparently, I don't know how, but it goes back to the pitcher and the runner's going to score. It does not say that the runner on third is out. So 5-1 now. Terry Poole. If I misplayed that, somebody can tell me, because again, I'm learning this game, but trying to play it rightly. So here we go. Poole now up, nobody on base, 2 outs, 5-1 Astros. Here is the pitch, 4-5-2. That's going to be 16 against the second baseman's rating. That's Madlock. He's a 4-20. So a 4-20 is a single knocked down by the infielder. Poole gets to first base off the fielder's glove. Jump 5, hold 4. We're going to leave Poole right there with 2 outs. Craig Reynolds steps up. Re-roll. I don't like halfway dice. There we go. 4-3-6. It's a 6, an 11 to the third baseman, Darrell Evans. He's a 3. That's a 14. It's going to be a possible error. Check. Evans is an 11. It's going to be an error. No 6 on the 4, so that's going to be a 1-base error on Darrell Evans. And runners on first and second. First and second, 2 outs. That brings up Cedeno. He is 2 for 2 today. He broke his slump. 2 doubles and has an RBI. Has raised his average to 179. We're on the way now. Here's the pitch, 5-4-4. And so 1 on Cedeno. That is a 2 on Roberts. That's a 3 in the 5 column, and that's going to be a ground out to the second baseman in the inning. So the Astros score 1 run. Errors figure into it. It is now 5-1 Houston. Roberts, by the way, will face 5 hitters now. He gets a bonus inning. He came in before the 8th. We're going to take him 2 innings for sure. Bill Madlock comes up to the plate. Madlock hitting .341. He's just walked his first time up against J.R. Richard. Here's the pitch. 6-6-3. That's a 9. That's a 1. That's a 10. That's a single. Base hit for Bill Madlock. Jump rating of 5. They're down 4 runs. I don't think we're going to try to steal him right now. Jack Clark is up. Here's the pitch to Clark. 3-2-2. That's going to be an 11 and plus a 1. That's a 12 in the 3 column. Line out to the first baseman. And we have 1 out. 1 out, runner on first. Darrell Evans now steps up to the plate. The pitch by Richard, 165, 45, 46 in the 1 column is going to be a comebacker to the pitcher, who throws to second for the 4 seconds. They're halfway. So I'm just playing the normal depths at the particular times. Try for a double play. Pitcher to shortstop to first. Roll 1 die against the pitcher's defense rating. If it's higher, scored as a double play. His defense rating is a 3. Here's the roll. It's a double play. So 1, 6, 3, double play, and the Giants are done in the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th inning. The score: the Astros 5, the Giants 1. Jose Cruz steps up against Dave Roberts. The wind-up pitch, 6-2-1, 8-9 with a raised 3, 6-9 is a single. Base hit by Jose Cruz. He's on first base. Jump rating of 5, hold of 4. Means he can go if it's 4 or lower. He had 36 steals that year. Let's see. He's not going to go. Cruz on first for Cabell. Wind up. Pitch. 6-3, 6. 31, 33. I forgot to check. Hold on. 6. Yes, same. 33. No, 32. Remember, Robert split numbers, so 6, 3 is the 31. The 6 column now on Roberts versus the righty is a 1. .32 in the 6th column. Pop out third baseman is the result. Brings up Bob Watson. 1 out. Cruz on first. Here's the pitch. 6-2-2. 9. Hold on, I'm going to pause this. I got to read this rule because there's more than 1-2 now if I'm playing it that way. I think I'm playing it wrong. Let me check. Hold on. All righty, I've got it now. Extreme left-right splits. Top half for the lefty, bottom half for the righty, and the 1, 2, 3, 4. I get it now. Okay. So 6-2-2. 6-2 on Watson's a 9. 2 on Roberts is a 1 with a raised 2. That's a 10 in the 6th column. That's going to be a single. Runners advance 1 base. Runner on second may try to snoop just 1. So Watson gets the base hit. And with 1 out, runners at first and second now. And that brings up Art Howe. Here's the pitch. 4-4-3. That's a 1. He's a righty. That's a 3. It's to the shortstop, and we know that's going to fall within the range. It's going to playing halfway. Well, I say that. Let me see something here because it could affect something. He's a 4. So a 4. And a 1. That's a 5. It's going to fall within the range halfway. That's a double play. So that is going to end the inning. Sorry for the clunkiness. I'm still learning, but it's going to get better. It's not really a difficult game to learn at all. For those who are watching and you've never played it before, it's a great game. Mike Ivey leads off in the bottom of the 5th. Astros up 5-1. Astros 10 hits, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Giants 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors already. Mike Ivey now against J.R. Richard. 3-3-2. That's going to be a 5-1-6 in the 3 column. That's going to be a fly out to Cedeno in center field. And there's 1 away. Mark Hill steps up to the plate. Hill today is 0 for 0 with a walk and a run scored. Here's the pitch. 4-1-2. That's a 2 to the second baseman. That's going to be an out. That's 2 down. He grounds out to Art Howe. And that brings up Roger Metzger. Metzger today is 0 for 1. 1-5-5. It's a 5-1-6. In the 1 column, that's a strikeout for JR. And the Giants are done. We go to the top of the 6th. The Astros 5, the Giants 1. And the Giants are going to make a move to the pen. Roberts would be tired now, and so coming on to face scheduled hitters Ashby the pitcher and Ashby the pitcher and Poole, which would involve a switch hitter, a right-handed hitter, and a left-hander. So you can go whichever direction you want to. And so as bad as we hate doing it, they're going to go with Joe Coleman. Well, I hate to do it because he's just not very good. But their bullpen is a little bit cooked. One of the things I've noticed about these 70 seasons is how thin their bullpens are. I don't know why they left them so thin. So looking for Joe Coleman. I may have to pause again to go find him on another team. That's the only negative thing about starting the season. Hold on just a second. All right, as I suspected, yet another Giant that ends up on the Pirates. So Joe Coleman now is into the ball game. Coleman takes the mound. Comes into today with a 2.25 ERA. Facing Alan Ashby. Top of the 6th inning, 5-1 Astros. Here's the pitch. 5-3-5. That's a 3. And a 4, it's a 7, and the 5s, that's going to be a walk. Walked him. Ashby on first base. Nobody out. Brings up Richard. He's a pitcher 2. He's a bunt 3, but I don't want to bunt him right now. 3-5-3. That's 29. And a 5 is a 34 in the 3 column. You got to be kidding me. So let's make sure this is right. 3 down to 5 is a 29. 3 on Coleman is a 3 is 32. Hold on. 3-5 is a 29. 3 is a 5. That's a 34. And that's a double. So the pitcher doubles, and let's read the rest of this. Runners advance 2 bases. Check with the third base coach for any extra base situations. Ashby's a slow runner, so we're just going to leave him at third base. Not going to try it. So the pitcher comes through with a double. We have runners at second and third. And we've got Terry Poole stepping up. Here's the windup. Coleman has a rating of 6 hitters. If he comes in before the 7th, he gets a bonus, so he's not tired yet. Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. 5-5-4, 15, 19 in the 5 column. Infield single. Runners advance 1 base on the hit. Check the in column of the action chart for further base action. All right, so one's going to score for sure before I enter anything. Let's see. Well, let's just go ahead first of all. First of all, you got a base hit. And a run is going to score. Richard will go to third. Now we check the in column. 7. If blue die is higher than the pitcher's wild pitch rating, all runners will advance extra base. He says 0, and it's obviously higher, and so you got a wild pitch that follows that, and it's going to score a run. Coleman is blowing up for the Giants, and 7-1 Astros, nobody out, runner on second. That brings up Craig Reynolds. Hold on just a second. I need to check the rule on relievers fatigue. Hold on. All right. Craig Reynolds now up. Runner on second base. 2 runs are in. 7-1 Astros. There's nobody out. Joe Coleman is getting lit up. Here's the pitch. 2-5-4. It's a 16. 19. 2 column. Fly out to the center fielder with a runner on third base, less than 2 outs, scored as a sacrifice fly. There's not. So the runner stays at second. Pool, and we've got 1 away. Finally, Cedeno steps up. He is 2 for 3 today with 2 doubles and an RBI, and a run scored. Here's the pitch. 3-4-6. That's a 57. And 5. That's a 62. Possible rare play. Odd means it is a rare play with a runner on second. So we go to the rare play chart. I'm not really a fan of rare play stuff in baseball sims, but I use them because I'm going to play according to the rules. Not terrible, but not great. All right, so we got 1 out, runner on second, roll of 6. Fly out to deep right field. Batter hits a long fly ball. Outfielder backpedals to the warning track to make the catch. Runner may tag up and try for third using the third base coach. With 1 out, that would be Poole. Let's check the third base coach. I'm just using normal for everybody on this. His speed, Poole's speed, is a 5. And the throwing arm of Jack Clark is in right field is a 4, which would be a +1 reading. 4, you can see it here, +1 for Poole. Let's go ahead and try to advance him. Rolled a 9. XB, lead runner safe, taking the base. So it turns out to be a fly out to the right fielder, but the runner advances to third base, is what that turns out to be. So Cedeno's out, Cruz is up now with the runner on third and 2 outs. Wind up the pitch, 4-4-3. It's going to be a fielding check, of course. That's a 2. That's the third baseman. You know it's going to fall within the range, so it's a ground out third baseman that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. The Astros scored 2. It's 7-1. And the pitcher comes to the plate. Another good reason to try to get him through that inning, so we can pinch hit for him right now. So pinch hitting for the Giants will be Larry Herndon. Herndon will step to the plate as the pinch hitter for Joe Coleman. Let's find Herndon's card. There he is. He hit 257 and 354 at-bats in 1979. Larry Herndon against J.R. Richard. Lined up the pitch. 2-3-6. It's a 1-1, it's a 2, and the 2 column is a strikeout. Herndon goes down swinging. For JR on the day, that is his 6th strikeout in 5 1/3 innings. ERA down to 2.33. Go over here. Billy North steps up. North today 1 for 2 with an RBI and a stolen base. Pitch to North, 2-2-6. That's an 11. And a 1, that's a 12 in the 2 column. That is going to be a single into left field. North is on first base, down 7-1. No need to steal him. We'll leave him right there. He had 58 stolen bases that year, so he is aggressive. Let's take a look at that. It's a hold 3 and a 6. Hold 3 and a 6, I think, is automatic, and it will be. And he's a D. Down 7-1. Let's go ahead and send him. Why not? 9. It's a plus. Stolen base or caught stealing. If the blue die is higher than the catcher's defense rating, it's a stolen base. The catcher's defense rating, it's Alan Ashby, is only a 2. Here we go. He's safe. Stolen base for Bill North. So now he's on second with 1 out for Terry Whitfield. Here's the pitch. 1. Let's re-roll. I don't like sideways dice. 4-1-2. It's going to be an infield check. 4-1 is a 19 to the second baseman. That's Art Howe. Let's see, he's a 2, so it's a 21 in the 4 column. That's a single off the fielder's glove. Runners advance 1 base. Runner scores from second on that particular reading. So North is going to get home. That's why I guess you steal him, don't you? Whitfield has the RBI single. North scores. It is now 7-2, and that brings up Bill Madlock. Whitfield's not a stealer. That's why we're leaving him there. Madlock is up. 1-1-4. That's a 10. That's a 1. That's an 11 in the 1 column. Single up the middle. Runners advance 1 base. Runners with 4-5 advance 2 bases. Whitfield is a 3, so he doesn't. So it's a 1 base hit here in the bottom of the 6th. Single, runners at first and second now with 1 out for Jack Clark. Can JR get out of this mess? 1-3-6. That's a 2 and a 1. That's a 3 and the 1 column. It's going to be a strikeout. Clark goes down swinging. That's 2 outs. That brings up Darrell Evans. Wind up the pitch, 2-3-6. That's a 3. That's a 1. That's a 4. And the 2 column is a strikeout. Richard goes strikeout, strikeout. That is his 8th of the day. And the Giants go down in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th score. The Astros 7, the Giants 2. And the Giants now will be going to the bullpen here in the 7th inning. Who do you go to now is the question. As I said, these bullpens are kind of thin. So we have the choices of John Curtis, Gary Lavelle, who's a closer. You don't want to go to him, so we're going to go to Curtis. Curtis makes his way into the game. He has a 0 ERA. He pitched yesterday. Makes his way back to the mound today. For the season in '79, he had a 4.18 ERA. Enos Cabell leads off this inning, top of the 7th inning. Cabell, 343 hitter at this moment. Hit 272 for the '79 season. Here's the pitch, 4.65. That's going to be a defense check. It's a 16 to the shortstop. The shortstop is Metzger. He's a 4. It's a 20 in the 4 column, and we've got a single. Knocked down by the fielder, but it's a single. So base hit for Cabell. He's on first base. Hold 3, jump 6. He's a go if he wants to go. He stole 37 bases on the season. He's a D. Let's send him. It's a 7. Stolen base possible, error. And the catcher is Hill, 65. Got a good error rating. It's not going to be an error. So just a stolen base. Steal for Cabell. He is at second base. Let me take a quick look at how many steals that is. Quick look at the box score. For Cabell, that's his 2nd of the season. For North, who got one earlier, that was his 2nd of the season. All right. Cabell at second. Nobody out. Top of the 7th. 7-2 Astros. Watson steps to the plate, hitting 400. Remember, we're only 9 games in. Here's the pitch. 3-5-3. That's a 3. That's a 2. That's a 5. And the 3 column is a short fly out to the left fielder. And we're 1 out. And you hear my German Shepherd outside the door. Art Howe. Here's the pitch. 3-5-4. That's a 12. 2. That's a 14. And the 3 column, that's going to be a line out to the third baseman. That's 2 away. It brings up Alan Ashby. 5-1-4. That's a 1 and a 4. That's a 3 in the 5 column. That is going to be a ground out to the second baseman. Ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The score 7-2, Houston. All right, bottom of the 7th inning. Mike Ivy steps to the plate facing J.R. Richard. The score is 7-2 Astros. Here we go. 1-2-4. That's a 1. And a 1's a 2. It's a strikeout. Ivy goes down on taking his cuts. That's now the 9th strikeout for JR. In 6 1/3 inning. Mark Hill is now up. 3-1-2. That's 31, 32 in the 3 column. That's going to be a line out to the right fielder. And there's 2 outs. Roger Metzger steps to the plate. Here's the pitch. 6-2-1. This is 21-22 with a K in Richard's column. That's going to be a long single. You can try for a double. Remember, we tried this earlier. Let's do it again. 5. Safe if white die is not higher than speed. It is higher than speed. So he's out. Metzger is out trying to stretch that to a double. So that was to the left fielder. So you go first base. There's a single. Runner 0. And that ends the inning. Metzger out trying to stretch that into a double. Go to the top of the 8th. It is 7-2 Houston. Curtis steps back onto the mound for the top of the 8th inning. And the pitcher's up, J.R. Richard. He will be tired in the 8th inning. But he's only given up 2 runs, 6 hits. I think we're going to go ahead and give him another hit, or we'll see. Here we go. JR, 2, 4, 2. That's a 3. That's a 5. In the 2 column, that's a strikeout. Pitcher strikes out, 1 away. That brings up Terry Poole. Wind up pitch 3, 2, 1. That's an 11, 12 in the 3 column. That is a line out to the first baseman. Poole goes down, that's 2 away, and that brings up Craig Reynolds. Reynolds today 1 for 4. The pitch 2, 3, 4. That's a 5. That's a 7 in the 2 column. That is a pop out to the second baseman. And Madlock settles under it, and that ends the Astros half of the 8th. Bottom of the 8th, 7-2. Richard now is fatigued, and we're going to see how he fares. The Giants will pinch hit the pitcher, John Curtis. Stepping up to hit this inning will be, let's see, best available guy we got is Rob Andrews. Andrews will be the pinch hitter. Against J.R. Richard. Here's the pitch. 5, 6, 1. That's a 1. And in the fatigue column of Richard, that's a 5K. That's a 6 in the 5 column. He walked in. Andrews on first base. All right, how long do we stick with JR? I think we're going to go ahead and make a move. I don't want to ruin his outing. So, thought we'd let him try to go a little bit longer, but he starts the inning out with his 3rd walk of the game, and so we're going to go ahead and pull him. 7 innings, 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, 2 runs allowed. Not a bad outing at all. Coming in now for the Astros in the 8th inning, who we want to go with? Let's don't let him get started. No, we're not in a save situation, so let's see. Is there anybody else who's come up recently? Rosselli's done a good job, but I think we're going to go with Tom Dixon. Tom Dixon makes his 2nd appearance of the season. Let's see, where's Dixon's card? There it goes. Dixon comes in to face north with a runner on first base. Here's the pitch. 2, 5, 3. That's a 4. It's a 5W. It's a 9. That's a foul out to the shortstop. Through 16 is the only place that W comes into play, so didn't come into play. There's 1 out. Terry Whitfield now steps up to hit against Dixon. Here's the pitch. 5, 2, 3, 32, 37. No, sorry. 5, 2 is the 32. 5, 3 is a 5. That's a 37. That's correct. In the 5 column. That's a strikeout. 2 down for Bill Madlock. Madlock 2 for 2 with a walk in addition. Hitting 370 now. Here's the pitch. 2, 4, 6. It's a 16. It's a 21. W. And that's a fly out to the left fielder. Dixon comes in and does his job and retires the Giants. Go to the top of the 9th inning to score. Astros 7. Giants 2. The Giants now looking for a man to bring in to finish off this game. They'll go with Lavelle, only because their bullpen is so thin, as we continue to say. I mean, with a 7-2 different, there's just no one else to go to. Of course, Montefusco did not help with an early exit. So Lavelle comes in. Cedeno is up. 2 for 4 today. 2 doubles. Whoops. There's the pitch. 6-3-1. It's a 16. It's a 17 in the 6th column. It's a fly out to the left fielder, 1 away. Jose Cruz against Lavelle. 2-6-1. That's a 55. That's a 56 in the 2 column. Looping drive to the outfield. It's going to be the left fielder. If it's higher than 1, he's going to make the catch, and I know it is, but let's just check to be sure. He's a 4. He got it. Nice play by Whitfield. There's 2 down, and that brings up Enos Cabell. 3-2-1, 29, 30 in the 3 column is a line out to the left fielder. The Astros are done. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The score: Houston 7, Giants 2. Last chance for the Giants, facing Tom Dixon, who now would be fatigued after 1 hitter in this inning. Let's give him that hitter. Jack Clark is up. 6-2-1. That's an 8. That's a 9 in the 6th column. That's a single. Clark starts the inning with a single. We can let Dixon go fatigued for a bit, but we will not. Astros want the win. They're going to bring in Joe Sambito. Not a save situation. Just being careful to get these wins. Sambito comes in. With a 0 ERA in 6 appearances already, but only 5 innings. Darrell Evans against Sambito. Here's the windup and the pitch. 3-6-2. That's a 47. That's a 48 in the 3 column. Line drive toward the right field versus the left-handed pitcher is a, hold on, 3-6-4, 3-6 is 47, 3-2 48, 3 column versus a left-handed pitcher, leaping catch by the second baseman because Evans is a left-handed hitter. Now let's see something. Run on second, less than 2 outs. No. So, line out, second base, 1 away. Mike Ivy. Runner on first is Clark. Here's the pitch. 4-4-3. 11 to the third baseman. It's going to be an error check on Cabell. He's a 34. 33, that's going to be an out. It's going to move. Hold on. Infield was halfway with the runner on first. Force out at second base. So, Cabell over to Howe. We have 2 outs now. And that brings up Mark Hill. Last chance for the Giants. Wind up pitch 1-3-5. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's a strikeout. Sambito closes this thing down. That's the ball game. The score: the Astros 7, the Giants 2. The Astros score 7 runs on 13 hits, no errors. The Giants 2 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. Let me say this real quick, and I'll give you a few little details. Winning pitcher, J.R. Richard. For J.R., that is now his 3rd win of the season. The losing pitcher, Montefusco, who could not get out of the 3rd inning, or the 4th inning rather. He was lifted after the 3rd inning, gave up 4 runs, 3 earned runs. Astros win. They move to 7-2. The Giants fall to 4-6. Thank you for joining me for this game.